called the State of Israel has been conquered and lost by all the great empires of the world, the Babylonians, the Assyrians, the Persians, the what we call Ottoman, the latest was Roman, even the Egyptians. They conquered and lost that territory. The root cause of this problem we are talking about today is the existence of, the non-existence of the Palestinian state. The Palestinians want a country of their own. They had a country of their own, but during the Second World War, they said 6 million Jews were killed. And after that, the world community now decided to listen to the cries of people like Theodor Herzl, a prominent Jewish man who was clamoring for the creation of the state of Israel. So they agreed that, okay, these people, they suffered unquantifiable calamity. We should give them a state of their own. They were allegedly living in Palestine before the Romans conquered them. The Romans had a governor that they called Pilate. So that was how it was. They all went into exile. So in 1940, after the Second World War, they decided to bring them back. They contacted a man called something Balfour to work out the modalities to settle them there. Balfour recommended that the territory called Palestine, then called Palestine, should be divided into 3 places. One for the Jews, one for the Arabs, and Jerusalem should be a city to be controlled by the international community. It should be neutral. The Palestinians, they refused. That we know these people too well. We never asked them to go to exile. They went on their own. So there's no room for them. That was where the problem started. Balfour Declaration of 1948. From 1948 till today, that region has known no peace. One interesting thing we should know is that Britain offered modern-day Uganda, East Africa, for this, for the Jews to be settled. There was massive demonstration in Britain by the black people that these people are not Africans. If they have problem with their people, go take them to where they belong. This should not be an African problem. The Jews said, anyway, we don't even want to go to East Africa because, take us back to Zion. That was what they said. Eventually, they agreed to force them to live in the midst of the Palestinians in Zion. Some of the Palestinians said, over their dead body, they cannot live with these people. They voluntarily went into exile. And up to today, the Israeli government is refusing to allow the descendants of those people to return to the state of Israel. Some remain. These are now the Arab Jews living in the state of Israel. So that is that. So this push and pull started right from the ancient days till now. The question now is this. The Iranians have taken it as a responsibility to give the Palestinians, a state of their own. While the Jews were in exile, it was not the Palestinians who killed 6 million Jews. It was Adolf Hitler, a German. The death of those people has nothing to do with the Palestinians. So if you've been in exile, you want to come back, you just have to learn to live with the people you met in the state of Israel. So the Iranians, under Shah Pahlavi, sorry, am I right? No. Ayatollah Khomeini returned from exile in 1969. They resolved that it is their responsibility to give those people a state of their own, maybe because of the religious affinity. And one thing we should not forget is that the USA, the way they've conducted their activities in that region is highly questionable. In the year 1953, if I'm not mistaken, there was a military coup in Iran, backed by Britain and the United States over this crude oil business. That was when they laid the foundation of the instability in Iran. The Pahlavi family formed the dynasty. They remained there till 1979 when the Ayatollah returned from France. Now, people should note that this ballistic missile program, nuclear programs, was started by the United States for the state of Iran under the reign of Shah Pahlavi. It's the USA that started it. not the Ayatollah. Please get that very clear. It's well written in books and other publications.
Even the nuclear, Mr. James.
Yes,
America started in Iran.
USA that started it for them. But when they toppled the government, they made a U-turn. So that is what has been going on in this region. Now, where do we go from here? This is now the crucial question. They are already at war. They are thinking of bombing somewhere. They have an underground nuclear something in Iran. Now, if they bomb that place, let us assume that it is bombed and reduced to ashes. Will that solve the problem? The answer is no, because the number, Iran has 90 million people, whereas Israel, I doubt it, they have up to 8 million. So, you see, when they are planning this war, they are always thinking of air power, air power. There is the possibility, don't rule it out, that the Iranian troops, military men, boots on ground, they can march from Iran through what we call Iraq, Syria, Jordan, into the state of Israel. People are thinking that the government of these countries do not support the Iranians. It is true in the state house, in their palaces, they don't support the state of Iran. They are not in good terms with the Iranians. But the common people in town and the Iranians, they are thinking on the same wavelength. Just like we on this platform. We don't agree with the Nigerian government. But if the country is to be invaded today, don't be surprised that there are Nigerian ethnic groups that will assist the invaders to overrun Nigeria. I'm not saying it should happen, but I'm telling you what is likely to happen. So if they move troops from Iran by road to the state of Israel, they will receive formidable assistance. And lastly, this country called Iran is a country to be feared. They have never been conquered to the best of my knowledge, if I'm not mistaken. Now, in the 80s, they fought a very terrible war, genocidal war with the state of Iraq. Iraq was backed by all Western countries, all Arab countries. They pulled their resources together to fight Iran. The war ended in a stalemate. No winner, no loser. So there are no pushovers. If they are saying that they have killed XYZ number of generals, they have surplus generals. Their nuclear scientists are so many. And lastly, please let me say something. When the Ayatollah returned from exile in France in 1979, I think I just left high school then, they organized themselves. They had some serious push and pull. Ali Rajai, Bani Sadri, and others, they had serious push and pull. When they stabilized, they sent their best brains, young boys and girls, to schools in the United States, Canada, Australia, Britain, to find universities. These nuclear scientists they are talking about, they were all trained by the Westerners. So when majority of them returned, some refused to go back. This lady they call Christiana Amanpour is one of them. They sent out to study. When she finished her studies, she refused to go back. She's an Iranian by birth. So the USA has been playing double games with the whole of the world. When you're on their side, they give you what they want. But when you go against them, the show will scatter. This is what is happening to we Africans today. When Africans steal money, they don't bank it in Japan, they don't bank it in China, they don't bank it in Malaysia or Singapore. It's London, Paris, New York, Germany, Western countries. When you are bringing the money, they receive it. But if you dare make any attempt, even in your dream, to take the money to Eastern countries, they accuse you of what you call money laundering. If you want to take it out of their country, but if you leave it in their country, it's okay by them. It takes two to tango. If I steal money from Nigeria and I take it to Britain and you hide the money for me, both the British government and myself were equally guilty. Just like George Iyamu and Lawrence Anini. Iyamu never committed robbery in his life, but he aided and abetted, and he faced a firing squad for that. So that is how I see it. We do not know how this war will end. Nobody can predict it, because Trump is an unpredictable man. He can change his mind at any moment. He has no permanent friend. He has no permanent enemy. He has personal permanent interests. So that is how it is. And I'm very lucky that I'm not in the state of Israel now, because I would have been trapped there. When I was there, some good number of years ago, there was a problem they had with Saddam Hussein. I can't remember the nature of the problem. Africans were leaving. I decided to remain. I said, I'm going nowhere because I had absolute unadulterated confidence in the defense mechanisms of Israel. I remember one Jewish man they called Bashas. He gave me a gas mask as a gift because of the problem. So I thanked him and took it, and I remained. And they were able to resolve the issue at that time. Now, it's laughable that the state of Israel that I knew is now begging the United States to come to their rescue.